All right.
So
Here we got, real quick, we've got this Luminox.
So this is a battery-powered quartz
Yeah.
military spec watch.
It's a 955114.
When you say that, is that the model of the watch or
The movement, yeah.
So the bezel's shot.
Bezel's okay. In other words, the customer's going to live with the bezel. I'm not worried about the bezel.
I'm a diver, so that makes me panicky seeing
Don't
a bezel
worry.
that goes in both directions.
We're gonna help this watch back to life. Here we have the crown came off, stem's broken in there.
I was going to say, where's the stem gone?
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, but we're gonna.
And then here's the electronics inside.
I can't get the stem out. So right now, look, battery leaked.
Yeah, the battery's trashed.
For right now, the movement's shot. So we're gonna take off the circuit board because I need to take this watch apart. Okay.
Now I have a relatively similar tracer watch from roughly the same era. I would guess that replacing all the electronics is probably quicker and easier and cheaper than trying to...
I have a new movement for it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go look for it. But I can get this movement fairly quickly. So we're going to put a new crystal in and a new movement. Hopefully the dial's in good shape. Now, all 3 screws are the same length on this watch except for the one closest to the barrel.
So you're taking a mental note of that?
Well, I'm used to it, but I have done a lot of this quartz movement. And in watch school, there's a quartz class. All right, so there's the two lengths
one of them
and the shorty.
Gotcha.
And then we're going to take one out here, and it should be the same length. And it's possible that this movement is interchangeable with others. This 955.
Yeah.
Here's the other third, so the third, all 3. So anyways, I'm taking the board off because I just... oh, there's one more screw here.
There was a whole... Pardon me, that was my keys. There was a whole time around the Gulf War, around the early 90s, when this was literally every military watch there was this spec. So I wouldn't be surprised if it's interchangeable with other movements.
Yeah, and the battery leaked in there and caused huge problems. So here the circuit board's coming up.
Yeah.
The coil is integrated into the ICB.
Okay.
So we're going to put a whole new board on if we have to. Now, the idea behind this watch, and by the way, the little insulator membrane is rotted by the... But here you have your wheel train of there's 4 pivots on a quartz watch. All the 955s are figured the same. And I believe a 955112 might sub in for this one. So, but I got to get that stem out.
So you're basically going to have to disassemble it as much
That's
as you
what
can.
I'm doing.
To be able to get to that bit of the stem that's still stuck inside.
Yeah, and if you'll notice, it's stuck from... I don't know why yet. Yeah, and I don't know why I can't get that stem out, but I'm going to take and see if I can slide that stem out now by depressing this again. But the stem's just not coming out. It's just really mucked up in there. Yeah.
So the stem's actually broken off.
No, it's screwed from the...
Oh, from the crown end.
Yeah, but the crown has its own core, and the threaded section of the crown core is gone because I can see the spring in the core. I'm holding it down, and there's the spring. So the crown is disintegrated or, come apart. So now we have a problem for our customers. We need a new crown for this. But this looks like a generic crown.
Yeah, again, I would say not just Luminox, but Tracer and a couple of other companies all made a very similar watch.
Yeah, so now the end solution is we could always put a new crown and tube on this case, but we got to get this thing out of here. And there we go.
There you go.
So we got it out at an angle.
Cool.
You know what? The dial's in good shape.
Dial looks good.
Hands look good.
It's actually, if you look up close, I don't know. So this is tritium on here, so it's not standard lume. These, do you see the tubes on the hands? Those are actually tritium, so they glow permanently for about 10 years before losing it. So when they glow, they're fantastic because they don't need to be recharged by sunlight. They just naturally glow all the time. They were eventually They were used through the 90s heavily for mil-spec watches, but they stopped using tritium because the small amount of radioactivity does tend to interfere with the odd piece of machinery or sensitive machinery. But yeah, I would assume it's standard lume on the numbers and then just tritium.
And this watch movement is a high cannon pinion, so you've got a taller hour wheel, a taller minute pipe, and you have a taller seconds pivot because these tritium
they're really
tubes
thick.
are really fat.
How they work is they have tritium, which is H3, emitting radioactivity, and then they also have lume inside them as well, and the emission of the radioactivity is then exciting the lume to then glow, if that makes sense.
Okay, so now we have to get the dial off. So we have... I was accused of cutting you off in my videos, but what I realize is I'm just getting back to work.
Yeah,
and
you're just saying stop talking.
Yeah, you're with me.
Stuff.
And we're just going to take these wedge levers, which are similar to the ETA, remember? See?
Yeah.
Come out without breaking it. And then that one popped out easier. Take him out. And now the dial will come off. And this watch has sentimental value, so we're going to bag it. The dial.
The dial's in good nick.
Yeah. So we'll pick up the...
Black dial with white indices is supposed to be the easiest dial to read in underwater and in unusual conditions.
So we'll bag the dial. And now here we have our hour wheel. And we have our movement. And we're not going to do much to the movement because we're going to pause in a minute and I'm going to go to the internet and research the best price for a movement for this fella. And I will put it in a movement holder though. I'll put the movement.
So for the purposes for us, this is kind of end of part one. We've taken it apart. We've seen what's wrong with it. You'll go have a look online.
The best thing to do right now is just get a new movement because it is available.
Yeah.
Yeah. But one day we will service one of these 955s. Yeah. That was our stop hack. That was our stop, kind of like our short circuit lever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So please like and subscribe. It helps us enormously. There'll be links in the description as well to the website and the podcast. And look out for a part 2 on this one once we've picked up some of the parts we need to put this back together and make the owner super, super happy.
Yeah.